Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, and welcome to Nerd Tube. And it's time to talk National Treasure, baby. I'm here with cousin Cheeto. How you doing?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Very good. So this is episode 5, Bad Romance, and once again, our Scooby Gang is in hot pursuit of a treasure we have no idea about, but we do know there is a treasure. What do you think of this particular episode, Cheeto?
I thought it was good. I mean, this show's a little weird for me. I don't know. I don't really have like National Treasures were good movies. The only two movies were really good. I thought, but at the same time, I'm not willing to die on the mound. But I mean, definitely getting better than the first couple episodes. I have to say that. So this was an improvement. Things are kind of starting to get a little crazy with allegiances and jealousy and some of that stuff.
The funny thing is that something like this, a show like this, over films that I just think are average, I shouldn't necessarily appreciate, but I'm finding the characters a little bit endearing, and I'm kind of enjoying what's been going on with them and the adventures they're going on. Now, I did, and I might still be right here, by the way, but so far I feel wrong. Now, last week when I was dying and I was trying to do this review, um, I had an assumption. I had a theory that Liam was the person giving away information to Billy because Billy was Liam's auntie. But if you remember last week, yeah, Billy was in that boardroom and they mentioned how her brother died. So I thought her brother would have been Liam's dad, who also died searching for the mother boxes, Peter Sadusky's son. And also the fact that Billy was also surveilling Peter Sadusky's house, which probably meant that she was surveilling her father's house. And because she's a treasure hunter herself, Liam was probably relaying information to her, thinking that she could help. And and because of that, he didn't, and he never knew what Jess and everybody else had went through regarding Billy, and he never knew any of that. you know. So I just assumed that he was the person giving the information away, but still a good guy, but not realizing that his aunt, who's not necessarily a bad person either. I think the bad guy is going to be Balthazar, or whatever the fuck his name is, Salazar. Yeah, I think Salazar is going to be the bad guy.
I mean,
I, I think
I don't
Billy is not
think.
actually the bad guy. I think she's a very competitive person, and she's very straight to the point. And she doesn't pull her punches, but I don't think she's necessarily evil. You know what
Yeah,
I
but
mean?
she also had her assistant in this episode. I remember you talking about this in the last episode. She had the lady that's with her kill the board member. You know what I mean? So like, I don't.
No, no, no.
I
They
agree
never
with you. I
killed
don't think
them.
she's evil, but it's
They
like she's
beat the
definitely
shit out of
murdering people.
those board members. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, she
Yeah,
did.
because she
She
was like,
did
which
say that.
let's find out which boating accident the board's gonna choose for you or whatever.
Yeah, well, he kind of deserved it though, didn't
I
he?
mean, as I said, is he evil or is she evil? No, but she's murdering people. I mean, so
I
and
mean,
she
this
did say
person.
kill.
Yeah,
Didn't she say kill the rest of them or something like that once they got what they
no,
wanted?
I think she made that she was going to kill Oren, but she wasn't really. But it was a bluff, in my opinion. And I think we're gonna. But look, nevertheless, I put both my testicles up. I actually said that yes, I'm gonna give away my. I put both my testicles.
Hold on, I'm
Usually I
gonna
bet one more, but
let me turn away here for a second. I don't know where this is going.
no, I'm not gonna show my testicles. Don't get me wrong, because I've
The
already lost
national
them.
treasure in
Yeah,
Zam's pants.
Juicy, leave my rice cakes alone. Yeah. So she's after my rice cakes. Let me move them. Let me move them. No, 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 no. Okay, she's naughty girl. So yeah, but nevertheless, I was so determined. I thought to myself, this makes sense. There is no other, like it has to be this, And you know what? There's still a possibility that's the case. There is still a possibility. Don't get me wrong; it's not over yet. But so far, I feel I've lost both my testicles. So yes. So yeah, as the chat is saying, You have looted 2 balls. Yes, I have. Yes, and I was very adamant, and Daniel Vance will probably know, and same with Jim. Balls. Yeah, yeah. I had a theory, and I could still be correct, by the way, because the board member did say to Billy, "Your brother died looking for this item." Yeah, he
And on top of it,
specifically said that.
I don't think your theory is that far out there. I just don't think that she's not the bad guy. I think she's going to be one of the bad. She may not be the main bad guy, but she's a bad guy. And maybe she wouldn't kill the kids just because they're kids, but still, she's a pretty bad person. She's murdering people. So I'm not saying, like, as I said, you're the one who put your balls on the
Well,
line. I wouldn't
well,
have necessarily disagreed with you, and I still
there
don't
was
disagree.
a moment of sorrow when their friend died. When they were in that cave, in that Inca cave. Like it came across as a bit bizarre. For a bad guys to feel that much sorrow for one of theirs dying. And all of that. So,
Yeah, maybe they had
or
been working together for a long time.
and as I said earlier, she is looking at Peter Sadowski's house. Why was her brother? Why was the fact that she had a brother who died looking for those mother boxes? Who is this brother? And why is she looking at Peter Sadowski's house on camera? So those things need to be answered, in my opinion. And that's why I initially assumed that she was related to Liam as
Mhm.
the auntie.
As I said, I don't necessarily even now disagree with your theory that they are related somehow. I just the only thing I was like, I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure she's a pretty bad person. Like, regardless of her relation to Liam, I mean, she's still a pretty bad person.
I think she will be redeemed by dying doing something. But you know how it is when somebody who's kind of bad, the only way they redeem is by dying doing something heroic. And I think that might what happen. Like they're at this sort of cave where all the treasures at, and she stays behind to keep the door closed or to keep the door open while everybody else escapes. And there's tons of, how it is with these shows. There's tons of treasure everywhere. They are set for life, but they only end up leaving with a fucking coin or some shit like that. It's just, I hate shit like that. It's so cliche. Like, take all the fucking treasure. That's why I enjoyed the first Mummy movie, because they had bags and bags of fucking treasure at the end of the movie. Like, even though like it seemed like they had nothing, they had tons of treasure. I want them to come out with lots and lots of fucking treasure. I hate the fact that a lot of these treasure hunting shows and these treasure hunting movies, the only thing they come out with is the adventure of knowing that the treasure was there, but they come out with fucking nothing, and that shit pisses me off. So yeah. Anyway, let's start talking about the episode, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
So Billy goes to this underground auction, and you can tell that it's all underground because it looks like it's underground, and everybody's wearing black. You know what I mean? And she walks in there like a boss, wearing white, and offers some sort of mosaic for the lost journal of Tutankhamun or whatever fucking, like the Da Vinci Code, Codec, whatever the fuck this journal is. She she wants it back. She wants this journal because apparently this journal will explain to her what she's looking for. Um, Jess thinks Liam is the mole after finding out that he has money transferred to him. She confronts Liam about this, and Liam is very pissed off. Agent Ross shows the poisonous berry to Dr. Zeke that she believes might have killed Peter Sadowski. And it seems that Agent Ross and Dr. Zeke might have a little thing going on there, don't you think? You can tell Dr. Zeke is definitely interested in Agent Ross.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. You're talking about the one that looks like Linda Carter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I
So
mean, yeah,
they make a nice couple.
yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah.
make a
I
nice
mean, you
couple.
can definitely tell he's got the hots for, her, and she's just all business.
Yeah. So now Billy, with the Codex Journal, she speaks to the same professor Jess Skyped an episode or two ago, and with this journal, she's hoping the professor would translate it, and he does. But after like measuring pen strokes and writing style, they realize that the journal is actually a fake. So she just throws it in the bin. Um, I mean, hope she's right, by the way. But yeah, they both assume it's a fake. So Oren pays Jess and Tasha a visit, and his presence sets off a device, and this device finds hidden transmitters. So as soon as he walks in there, he switches on this device, and, and they realize that he has a microphone in his boot.
Yep.
So he was the unsuspected mole all along.
Which we knew that it had. I knew that was so predictable that it wasn't actually him. It probably would have been more surprising if it was him. Like.
Anyway, Jess goes to apologize to Liam for doubting him, and then they start making out, and they end up preparing to go to the governor's ball. Now Billy sees Jess in Oren's YouTube video, and she sees the medallion around her neck, and then comes to the conclusion that she is the daughter of Rafael Rios, the guy we saw in the pilot episode. And the journal that they're looking for, they also come to realize is the journal at the governor's mansion. But Jess already knew. But Billy came to realize this, but Jess already knew this by, deciphering. Hello, my darling. Elvis's code, so to speak, his clue. So they were on the right track while Billy was on the wrong track until she saw the medallion and stuff and kind of put two things together. And you could tell Billy, she knows her history. She's always talking about certain things. So the Scooby Gang are at the mansion, and the journal's on display, and it's surrounded by people, so it's impossible to snatch. But the gang are going to basically wait for a birthday speech from the governor, which will give them the opportunity to grab the journal. Now, this is where I found it a bit weird, because they can't just steal a fucking journal, like a historic document like that. They need to find what they're looking for within the journal without stealing it, but nevertheless, they want to steal the journal. A Lady Gaga song plays that Ethan and Jess danced to when they were high schoolers, and they were asked
Makes
to
me feel
repeat the
old
dance
as fuck,
again.
by the way.
Yeah, it does. And it's a steamy dance routine that they have. I mean, it would be, I guess. And their partners, Liam and that chick, they get jealous and they run off. Jess finds Liam nabbing the journal, but at the same time, a security guard comes along and says that Jess has stolen the journal. Then Tasha and Oren cause a distraction so Jess can escape. But like Dr. Richard Kimball, she's running along and you can hear all the sirens and stuff. But Billy comes along and in a Porsche and saves her. That's it. Episode ends.
Yep. I mean,
So
pretty.
it was different shenanigans. They didn't kind of repeat the sort of formula they did at Graceland, Elvis's house, because that would have been too similar. But it felt very similar in the sense that they had to try and. I mean, one clue leads to another clue. Now, this journal itself, I don't know what they're necessarily looking for within the journal, but you can tell it's like a historical piece of memorabilia that you can't just take out of a container and put it in your pocket. I mean, Liam probably damaged it for life.
Yeah.
That thing is like centuries old. So yeah, that's not a bad move. And as Peter Sadusky said in the first movie, now after this particular incident, somebody has to go to jail. And also, by the way, just to go back a bit now, sidetracking a bit, there's also Captain Lou Albano, the guy who drives the brown car.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, he's got a part to play. I don't know whose side he's on as well, because he could be working for Billy, or he could be somebody. He
I
could
bet
be
you
like
money he's his own independent. Like he's somebody. What if he's Liam's dad?
No, I don't think. No, he's not Liam's dad, because Liam's dad's dead.
You don't know that though. Is he? Is he really? Is he? Could he be alive?
You've been watching the show. The reason why Liam and his grandfather had a falling out was over the fact that his dad died. Because
Maybe he faked his death.
Peter Sadusky wanted his dad to be a treasure hunter like he was. Also, that, by the way, that's another reason why I thought Billy might be the sister of Liam's dad, is because she had the green mother box, the same one that apparently Liam's dad had found. You know
As
what I
I said,
mean? So
I don't think your theory is off. As I said, I don't even think I don't even think you're wrong, really. I mean, there's got to be some connection between Billy and Liam because Liam had one of the no, Liam didn't have one of the boxes, did he?
Billy did.
No,
Billy had the green one.
Billy had the green one. They found the other one, but yeah, and I think your theory is sound, Zam. I'm not, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I just you said that you don't think Billy's actually a like a bad guy, and I'm like, yeah, she's a pretty bad guy.
I think sometimes like certain shows they try to make somebody out to be a bad guy, but then when you really put it together, they're not necessarily the villain at all. But yeah, I think I think she's got her own methods of doing things, and
Well, and they
yeah,
also
I
said
mean she
earlier in this episode that, or in the board meeting episode last week, that that Billy had a lot of stake in the game. She's too close to it, and it's like that's what
mm,
also made me agree with your theory. Is like, yeah, I mean, if it was Billy's brother or husband or whatever you said it was,
brother, because they
just
mentioned that her brother died.
yeah. So the brothers, I mean, she would possibly be, after her brother's death, like she would want to know why, or she'd want to find it for him or whatever other crap. But I mean, it's like, no, you have a sound theory. It's not bad at all.
Well, some things have yet to come to fruition. I think we'll find out a little bit more now from next week between Billy and Jess as they have more of a communication together. On top of that, I mean, I know this sounds a bit weird, but to a degree, maybe Billy is Jess's auntie because maybe her brother is Rafael Rios. There's a possibility.
I guess. What nationality is Catherine Zeta-Jones? Like, I don't know if they've
Yeah,
actually.
Catherine Zeta-Jones is Welsh, but she played Latin
She has played Latin
American,
in the past.
yeah, Mexican to be more precise, when in Zorro.
I do remember that.
Fucking
I do
yeah.
remember that. But
Another Welshman in Anthony Hopkins played played her dad. Played the father-in-law
yeah,
to Antonio Banderas, who's Spanish. People keep thinking that Antonio Banderas is Latin American. He's not. He's from Spain. He's from Madrid, Spain. He's not Hispanic whatsoever. And he's
yeah.
played Hispanic all the fucking time. So yeah. Yeah. Anyway, the point is that he could just be his sister. You know what I mean? There's. I think there's something there. And I guess we'll find out. The theories are coming in thick and fast. But we're 5 episodes in. I have no idea what this treasure's about. They've now done some serious crime of stealing this historic journal from a location, which will get people jail time. Liam stole it, so Liam will have to do the time. I mean, how's he going to get out of that? You know, I mean, and we still have Captain Lou Albano who needs to be answered. What's he up to? Balazar or Salazar, what the fuck his name is? He hasn't shown up yet. I think he'll be the main villain for sure.
I don't. I mean, do we even think there is a Salazar? Like, I don't know. It
Yeah, we
sounds
saw
like
him in
that.
jail. Remember, we saw him in jail. He was scribbling shit down.
Oh yeah, there was somebody in jail
Yeah,
scribbling shit down.
and on top of that, did Peter Sadusky die of natural causes, or was he killed? Because it looks like the Agent Ross is all over that. So maybe somebody murdered him. If that's the case, and she'll have a part to play too. So there's a whole bunch of things that need to be resolved in this show, which hasn't been resolved yet. I don't know how many more episodes we got left. Do you?
I think there's 10. Hold on, I can tell
10
you.
episodes. That's quite a lot.
We're at 5 already. We're halfway. Yeah, 10 episodes, but we're at episode 5. So
I think 10's a bit overkill for a show like this. I think 8 would have been sufficient.
probably. The next episode is called Frenemies. So they actually, it's very unlike Disney Plus to put the name, because normally they don't put names out until the show's actually out, like until the episode's actually out. But they actually have all the National Treasure.
Well, Frenemies is Jess and Billy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know, because at the end she told her to get in the car.
Yeah.
So that'll be them two working together next.
And so, who do you think is going to end up with who? Do you think Jess is going to end up with Liam, or is she going to end up with Ethan?
I don't care. I
And the
really.
funny, no, well, I mean, the funny thing is that Ethan's got a lot of cheek to have real feelings for Jess, but still bang this other hottie, whilst having feelings for Jess, like, and then
I don't like the will they won't they when they obviously both have, I don't want to say feelings for one another, but there's obviously some tension there. They're at least they're trying to get it for. It's
it
just
feels a bit more one sided though. Like it feels
I know, but
more.
Jess gets really awkward when the other girls around, like the other girls around. Like she
Well,
gets
but
really
yeah,
awkward.
but she seemed like very interested in Liam, and and she
Well,
was
and she was
messaging
about to
him,
make
and
out with
Liam
him this episode. Now, granted, I know it's like they were dancing together and it gets hot and
no
heavy.
dancing, but she said they
Yeah.
shouldn't have danced and stuff, and then like she was just in the moment in the routine, and he's like you could tell definitely with him that he definitely likes her, but with her like she was like texting Liam, she left a voice message and stuff like that. Those are things you do if you like somebody, and so I don't know.
No, I know
Maybe
he
I'm
absolutely likes her. I think there's something there with Jess too. It's just she won't admit it, and it's just like I don't want that. Like just stop. Like like that's the one thing I didn't necessarily like that much about the first National Treasure movie, like the movies, was that whole relationship between Nick Cage and whatever her name was. That just kind of
Diane Kruger.
yeah, that just
I think
didn't.
her character's called Charlotte. It's Benjamin and Charlotte.
Well, I know it was Benjamin Gates. It was what? Benjamin Franklin Gates. So
I'm going to quickly find out very quickly. I
I don't
think
know
her
what
name
her
is
name
Charlotte.
is.
No, Diane Kruger's awesome actress. National Treasure cast.
Oh, 30 years since Deep
No,
Space
Abigail,
Nine.
not Charlotte. Sorry, Abigail.
Abigail. Yeah,
Yeah,
now I
my
remember.
bad.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so Diane Kruger's been in loads of good films, man.
I'm not
You know
saying
what I
that she's
mean?
not good. I'm just saying like I don't know her as well as like Nicolas
She used
Cage,
to be a
obviously.
model. She used to be a model. She's a German actress. She was in the movie Troy. Have you seen Troy with Brad
Yeah.
Pitt
Hmm.
and like and Orlando Orlando
Orlando
Bloom's
Bloom and
still having that bow and arrow in his hand by the looks of things, and basically the whole war was started over Diane Kruger. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and she's been in she was in Inglorious Bastards. She's so good in that, man. She's so good in that.
I've seen that
Um,
movie too. Wow, I've actually seen more movies with her in it than I realized. I've seen
yeah.
I own Inglorious Bastards. Yeah. Daniel Vance has some recommendations for us because we don't have enough reviews to do. Poor Zam. Um,
Well, sorry, I apologize. I did review the Bad Batch, by the way, because I'm not feeling well. I was able to squeeze a review in, and I have to say, season two, the Bad Batch, first two episodes, very good, very good. Um, it's a great show. But I was also mentioning to Cheeto earlier that it's hard to believe that this show and Andor are in the same universe because Andor is a very grounded show, and with obviously action scenes and moments like that during the course of certain episodes, but some episodes you don't get any action whatsoever. Whilst the Bad Batch is edge of the seat, thrill ride, close shave stuff, and it's like that for the first episode. It's like that for the second episode. Um, and I kind of forgot that that's what Star Wars is usually about.
he
So
kind of Andor
uh,
kind of desensitized you to, which honestly, I'm yeah,
I don't mind though. If it's so these things, these elements can be done. There's loads of stuff which are really popular, with these sort of with this sort of formula, but it's got to be just done well and done right.
hmm.
And I have to say that Bad Batch is done. I mean, well and right. Like I know we're going on a tangent here, but like they're
You
after
mean I'm wearing
money.
the shirt?
Yeah, they're after money in this episode because they realize that money will will help because because of who they are. Post Empire now they can only ever be mercenaries. That's the only thing they're good at. You know, they're not going to be working in bars or fucking cleaning toilets or refreshers. You know, they're going to be mercs. And even though that they are mercs, like they're not corrupted. Like there's money everywhere for them to get, but they don't care as much as they care for each other. You know, they are the dirty half a dozen minus one, which is why I called them in my review. You know, because there's five of them. um, and I really like the fact that regardless of there being money for them to get, they're never corrupted by it, and I think that's a good thing. So yeah. So yeah, it's a good show. Season 2. I'm looking forward to seeing more episodes. Just season 1 ended really poorly, in my opinion. Like season 1 was good as well, but the final couple of episodes, which was a two-parter, uh, left a bit of a bad taste in my mouth regarding how it ended. Like it should have been a bit more wham bam, thank you, ma'am, and it was a bit placid. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Flaccid, I mean. So we'll see how season 2 pans out. Hopefully, it'll be a little bit more adventurous. So yeah, that's that. But what's this show? Shows to keep an eye on. Mayfair Witches. I'm not going to be calling that Mayfair Bitches. One of eight. Last of Us. Yeah, we'll be doing Last of Us for sure. And the Wolf Pack, as I got Kevin Nash in it. Yeah, we'll do
You got to
that.
get Boss Man to join in on the Last of Us ones.
Yeah, yeah.
What does that come out? 1/15. What is that? That
It's in 10 days.
So it's on. No, I meant it's on What day does it come out on? Sundays. So, I mean, that could be a Monday. I mean, Tulsa King's ending, so
yeah. I'll tell you
be a
what as
Monday
well.
thing.
I'll tell you what as well. Daniel Vance, I started watching Yellowstone. Now I'm not going to be reviewing that because Yellowstone's on season 5 and I'm like halfway through season 2. I was like telling the guys, I really want to become a cowboy now. I want to be a cowboy so fucking badly. I want to wear big fat chaps. I want a 10-gallon hat. I want alligator snakeskin boots with spurs on them. I want to eat beef jerky and beans. You know what I mean? I want to be riding my horse and pushing cattle through forests and mountain ranges. I want to be a cowboy. Yeah, that just it looks like fun. You know. So, anyways, I think we're done here.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I put the review in the chat. We haven't marked it yet.
Poll time.
Yep.
Now, in my opinion, I thought that you can't do a heist every episode, which is why I know they didn't really go down that route too much. They tried to do a bit more character development, I guess to a degree, and made the heist secondary, so to speak. But nevertheless, it wasn't as thrilling as the previous episode, and there's certain things that need to be answered, which I'm hoping that will be answered in the upcoming episodes. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It could have been better, in my opinion. It wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong. I am starting to enjoy this show. I really am, and I don't mind it too much. Like I do feel the National Treasure sort of vibe is in this show now. It's starting to get there.
Yeah, the last episode and this episode.
So, but yeah, I'm going to give it 6 out of 10. Nevertheless, I just thought this episode was a bit below par regarding the thrills and spills. It just became a bit love triangle-y for me, and I didn't really like that too much. What are you going to give it?
I think 6 is about where I was going to fall too. I was going between 6 and 7, but I don't think I can. I don't think I can give it more than that.
Fair enough. Okay, so we're going to be back with what's coming up, Gio.
I mean, we got a fan film reaction coming out tomorrow, which will be a Batman fan film based in 1989's Batman Tim Burton universe. This weekend, I don't know. I mean, we don't have much going on. Maybe we could do a podcast or something where we talk about shit. I don't know. I mean,
talking about shit, huh?
Huh?
talking about shit.
Yeah,
Well, boy,
like
you should
the
see what
form
I
of it,
pulled out this
the
morning.
consistency, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, we just shoot the shit, or we can try to get some. We don't really have much banked content besides fan films at the moment. So, I
yeah.
mean, we
Well,
just
this Monday I will be doing obviously episode 9 of Tulsa King. It's getting really interesting on that particular show. Christina Ricci and Juliette Lewis. Huh? It's Juliette Lewis. Oh wow, haven't seen her in anything for a while. So yeah, that'll be good. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna be we'll be doing that. There are obviously new shows. Some shows are ending. Some shows are about to begin. We got the final episode of Willow to do next week as well.
hmm
And it's kind of surprising that you mentioned that National Treasure is only halfway through. I felt we were coming excuse me, to the end of that, but I guess not. I'm sure they're going to end up in Latin America somewhere, and they're going to be on some fucking treasure hunt or some shit like that. You think somebody's going to get killed off? Who knows? I guess we'll find
I
out
doubt
soon
it. I don't
enough.
think anyone's getting killed off.
So I'm sure there'll be something. There's always, I do believe there might be a show or two that will be that will come up. And by the way, end of the month, WWE Royal Rumble, baby, will be hopefully some of the boys within the tube. Maybe not necessarily us, but some of the other more wrestlehead guys, because they've been saying that they've been talk about how they want to do a bit more wrestling reviews and stuff like that. Well, hopefully they'll talk the fucking talk, because the Royal Rumble's coming up, and everybody I know loves the Royal Rumble.
I mean,
Without
even I'll
doubt.
watch a Royal Rumble. It's fun. Who's coming out next, who gets eliminated by who. The Royal Rumble is just a nice a nice fun,
It's a
just a nice
vehicle
fun
that
romp.
catapults careers, especially if they need that catapult.
Honestly, it
Um,
hasn't recently though. Normally, I think recently they've
no,
mostly been just giving it to
they've been
stupid.
giving it to like some top guys recently, but they gave it to Edge and stuff like that. But
And Brock Lesnar the year before that. I mean, come on,
yeah,
like
so Drew McIntyre was the surprise one 3 years ago. So I think they're due to give us another surprise winner now. Somebody who you wouldn't expect to win it. Make a new star and all of that. I think we're due that for sure. So, and a lot of people say that SummerSlam is the number 2 show after Mania. I totally disagree. It's the Royal
I know,
Rumble.
honestly, SummerSlam for me is always number 4. I used to back when they used to do it right. I liked Survivor Series better than SummerSlam. Like I always thought it was WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, SummerSlam were my 4.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think because they've diluted SummerSlam and they don't treat. I mean, if you imagine the Fiora if they treated the Royal Rumble the same way they treated SummerSlam, so the same way they treated the Survivor Series, because Survivor Series they don't do what you're supposed to do in Survivor Series, which is have Survivor Series matchups,
Exactly.
all of
That's what I'm
them,
saying. They
not
used to
just
do it
yeah.
right.
They used to do it the right way, but then they just made it single matches and shit like that, which nobody likes that shit. Which is no why that's why that, in my opinion, it goes under the radar a lot of the time. Survivor Series, I I, I think SummerSlam is a lot better than usually, in my opinion. SummerSlam ends up being a lot better than WrestleMania because I think WrestleMania can be very exhausting, and then like you can't.
Mhm.
But I think SummerSlam tends to be like a decent top tier pay per view that gives you decent matches most of the time. Some of my favorite matches have been on SummerSlam. So, but yeah, Royal Rumble without a doubt because of the connection it has with WrestleMania, as well, being whoever wins the Rumble goes on to WrestleMania. That in itself makes it a top tier pay per view. Everyone looks forward to it. When the new year starts, this is what it's all about, the Royal Rumble. The countdown, who's coming in, surprise entrances, shit like that. There's always some sort of something going on when it comes to the Rumble, and I can't wait. It's gonna be fun. As me and you, we don't like wrestling as we once did. We're not into it as we once were, but we do make exceptions for certain things, and the Royal Rumble will definitely be one of them. So, a day in the life of Riker. We're talking his dog.
Yep. I think so. He's over there though. He's not back there. He's in the hallway. Right,
Well, I
Ragnar?
just found that
He
Blue was
didn't, he
underneath
didn't
my
even fucking
table
move.
for a little bit, but she's now flown somewhere, so I have to find her and put her in the cage, in the loot cage. Okay, so all right, so we're done here, fellas. We'll see you whenever we can. Are we going live for the fan films, or are we just doing a recording? I'm not sure.
We already did a recording. I mean, that's a lot of our banked content we have. We got like 6 fan films in the bank right now. So
Yeah, Juicy and the boys. Yeah, Juicy. Yeah, she's um she
I don't
yeah
think we did.
she's she,
We didn't do any Star Trek fan films. I don't think. I mean, we can look into some, but we've got 6
yeah,
weeks
but
worth
don't
in the
wear.
bank.
Honestly, just be yourself, Jim. None of that stupid shit on your head and any of that sort of stuff. Yeah, no gimmicks. It's January 1st. Just be plain and boring. Look at me. I mean, do I look like Santa Claus right now? Even though some people assume that I am, even though I might be or might not be, we'll never know. But gimmick is over. I mean, keep it for a certain time of the year. Just be yourself, and yeah, that's all you need to do. And if there are any Star Trek fan films in general, I'll let you know if you want to join us. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah, maybe a Quantum Leap fan film that'll be good.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that is a good idea. Honestly, I never really
yeah.
thought about that one. I don't know. I mean,
So
we could do like podcast something. Like as I said, I don't know. I mean, we're kind of open this weekend, so it's kind of like we just need to decide on a topic to talk about, get some people together, and just shoot the shit for a little bit. You know,
yeah, for sure.
but we gotta plan it.
All right then. Well, look, it's been good fun talking to you, Cheeto, and to everyone else in the chat. We hope to see you for our next bit of business, and keep an eye on NerdTube because there's always something around. Maybe a trailer reaction.
Yeah, so
If we don't get for
normally a trailer will hit like at the um normally a trailer will hit like right when we have like 4 different things coming out between 2 days. So,
exactly, so you never know, and there's always something. There's always something. So keep an eye out for us with the greatest YouTube channel you never heard of. Take care, everyone. See you later. Bye bye.
bye.